Hey, welcome to Fabulous Friday Captive Audience. I'm Sunny Danforth, going solo tonight. And, I'll tell you, our audience knows what's going on, but I wanted to come on tonight and talk about what is happening with President Trump. It is a dark day in America. The rule of law has just kind of been, in my viewpoint, and I'm not a lawyer, thrown out the window. Things have been twisted and turned, and there's no crime. And here you have uh, a candidate, a presidential candidate, the leading presidential candidate, being persecuted in so many ways. They're doing everything they can to take him down. And yes, he is now been convicted, and there's going to be a lot, a lot with that. Something that Lars Larson, he said that he's proudly voting for a convicted felon on November 5th. And you know what? I joined that. I absolutely joined that because, and what is so funny is that this is totally backfiring on the Democrats. They thought this was going to hurt Trump. And yet, in 24 hours, he raises record money, record money. I think it was like $35 million in about 10 hours, just record money. And people and the donors that are coming in, so it's just about $35 million. And the donors are like 30% of them had never donated to Trump before, people that had never voted for him before. And it's so much so that when Red crashed, and so many donations, because the people of our great nation are realizing and waking up even more, I believe, as to the perils of our nation. And this, in my viewpoint, this is not all about Trump. This is about people waking up to the fact of what is wrong in America. And there's plenty wrong, but there's a lot right, too. We still live in the best country in the world. We, bar none, we do. And don't think that we don't. Yeah, Lars Larson, he says, Americans know the danger of a so-called justice system weaponized for politics by Democrats. And there's so much to be said about what's gone on. And I feel like I'm a bit at a loss for words today, but there's others that have not been. And, we're going to have to wait and see what they're going to do at his sentencing hearing. A lot of speculations, but I will tell you, it's very interesting that the sentencing hearing is right before the national convention. And Lori, good for you. Actually, I talked with my husband about changing our flag to being upside down. And I see many of my friends on social media are doing the very same thing. And we are a nation in distress. And that's what that means. And for people that don't get it, that just think everything is going okay, and don't worry, it'll all be all right, you better wake up. You better wake up. There are so many things going on and going wrong, not just in our country, but also around the world. And the legacy media isn't sharing any of that with you at all. So wake up, pay attention, and look around you. And you might not see things in your community, but when you look at alternative sources of media, you'll see more of what is going on. There are big farmers protesting because they're trying to shut things down. Here in America, they're claiming, oh, the bird flu, and we're going to have to cull millions of chickens and egg producers and that. This is a big deal. And I've been reading about this, and I'm never will claim to be an expert on it by any means. But apparently mallard ducks, they're migrating and they carry this. And so, gee whiz, if a mallard duck lands around your chicken farm, by golly, you might have to kill millions of chickens. This is crazy. And much like when we had COVID, what I'm reading is that their testing that they have that is for this is very sensitive. And quite frankly, I think, they're it's a weaponization of the healthcare system and our food supply that is to hurt us, And anyway, things are kind of bleak a bit. But I'll tell you, go to donaldjtrump.com and donate. It doesn't matter how much you donate. Go to donaldjtrump.com and support him, because he needs us. He is standing in the fight for our Constitution. And people are saying, wanting to know how to help, what can I do? And that's how you do it. Because through giving donations, it gives them the resources that they need, to do, and that they need to make changes, and to reach more people and whatnot. And we do have to push back against them. Like Lori's saying, they lie, and absolutely. I follow a dairyman. So Kathy, I see your response. They can weaponize the bird flu so it will affect humans. Well, truthfully, one person that I have read about contracted the bird flu, and the person had a red eye. That was it. Could it be more? Certainly it can be, but don't let fear paralyze you. We have immune systems, and we have immune systems for a reason. And the worst thing to do is to isolate. The worst thing to do is to go wear a mask that doesn't do any good except deprive you of oxygen. But go be around. Be out and about, because that's what keeps our immune system strong. And I'm not a doctor, and I'm not pretending to be one, but I do have common sense, and I do understand some of how our immune system works. And there you are. So I wanted to an article that PJ Media had said. And no, before I go there, I want to tell you about, I saw this post from Epoch Times, and Trump is going to take part in a town hall on X, and Elon Musk has confirmed that. And that hasn't been said when yet, but I've just told you where. It is going to be on X, formerly Twitter, and it's drawing a contrast to the company's prior management decision to kick the president off of the platform. And so there's not a whole lot of details yet, but yes, it has been confirmed, and then we have the fake news media, CNN and CBS or ABC. They're going to be having the debates, and the first one is going to be hosted by CNN. That will be in Georgia on June 27th, and tune in if you wish. It's going to be highly one-sided. You can just imagine they'll be interrupting him, and even though they said they're going to shut the mics off, and oh boy, and see Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe, they're going to have him so amped up, I bet he doesn't blink. I don't know what they put him on, but I've seen it where he just doesn't blink and he gets quite angry and irritated. The second debate is September 10th, and that's going to be hosted by ABC News. But we are going to have there's going to be a town hall where Trump will take questions from the audience. So this morning I was on Rumble and I was watching Trump's live press conference there from Trump Tower in New York. And there was 80,000 people. 80,000 people were watching that. And I watched the numbers climb, to see 80,000 people. And so we need to look for some alternatives and not just listen to a bunch of talking heads and let them tell us what we're hearing. Believe your ears, believe your eyes, but pay attention because there's a lot of fake stuff out there. All this AI, oh my goodness, you don't even know if somebody's really who they are speaking something truly today. So there's one election issue now, and this is from PJ Media, and only one election issue right now, and will America stand for becoming a banana republic? And I say no. I think the people are going to be turning out when you see so many donations coming through, like 30% of the donors that they got on that one day, our new donors, those people have now said, I got skin in the game, I'm voting for him. And more people are coming out and saying, I am voting for him. And we do have to be mindful that with things that go on that are going on in our country, know that this is right out of the communist playbook. In that, when you have a lot of turmoil in a nation, you have high inflation, you have people that are really unhappy with what's going on. And now you have weaponization of our justice system, not just now, but look at J6. This is absolute weaponization of our justice system. And justice is supposed to be blind, and what's happening to Trump is far from it. That is not our justice system being blind in any way, shape, or form. But when you put a lot of these things together, then it can be also time ripe for overthrowing a government, actually. And I don't mean in a good way, in a positive way, but I mean going even worse. And this election cycle, I don't know what's coming, but I'm fearful, and I'm keeping my eyes open as to what could be out there. And I'm just saying this, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm trying to educate you a little bit, because this is how things like this happen. Venezuela didn't happen overnight, but I will tell you, America is not what I witnessed in Venezuela right before they went full on communist. I was in Venezuela. I spent several months there. And I'll tell you, every store had to have an armed guard. I don't care if you were the hairdresser or if it was the donut shop, the bakery. Every little mom and pop shop had to have an armed guard outside, and you had to take a wheelbarrow to the bank to go get cash. And we're close. We are very, very close. And so just, and then with what's happening with Trump, and that I wanted to talk to a lot about tonight. Mark Levin had some great legal advice, and he said, you got to appeal and you got to get this trial out of New York. And he's absolutely right with that. I listen to Mark Levin. I think he has some very good advice. He's a smart man. I sometimes can't take his rant, and I have to turn the page just because of that's just me personally. But the words are thoughtful, and the words are there to help us. And yes, I love the boomerangs that are happening. I mean, more and more people are going, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm not going this way. And look at Joe Manchin left the now he is not running for reelection, but he left the Democrat Party today. He's now refiled as independent. And he says, I'm done. And other people are doing the same thing. Even elected people are going, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore, because what we have to do is take care of our country. This is not about personality. This is about our Constitution and about our nation, and our nation thriving. We've been called the great experiment, having a Constitution and our Bill of Rights and our justice system the way that it is. We don't have a caste system in this nation, and that's what's been so wonderful and still is, that it doesn't matter where you come from. You can be whoever, rise up to whatever level of success that you have in you to do. This is why people have always been trying to come into the United States. That's not what's happening now at the border, though. That is entirely different. That is in my viewpoint, a great replacement. I've heard that. And I think many of those people are absolutely military. And we are being invaded by people from different countries that are military age. And we as Americans need to pay attention. Pay attention to what's out there. Something else that, that verdict yesterday was bogus. It's going to get overturned. And I hope that the lawyers are able, because he's a presidential candidate and because he's a former president, this case carries extra weight. And I would hope that it would be able to get into the Supreme Court that much faster. I don't know. We're going to have to see about that. And I'll tell you, the polls, Trump got a six point bump being convicted, a 6-point bump. And are Democrats regretting this? I don't know. Some are not. Some are very gleeful. And those are people that don't love our country. They are not the ones that truly care for our nation and where it's headed and our Constitution and the rule of law, because clearly they are doing everything they can to destroy it and tear it down piece by piece by piece in any way they can. And we have to we have to fight back against that by speaking out, quit buying from the companies that are backing the Democrats. Just quit. You can do without it. Go find another source. We can hit them again with our pocketbook, do the whole Bud Light thing all over again. Because we have to save our nation. We have to do everything that we can within our power to strengthen our nation and strengthen Trump and those that are getting persecuted. So it's, it's so, but yet don't be afraid either. Just pay attention, go about what you're doing, and and say, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying what you want to do in our schools. I'm not, there was I don't know who the person is, but there was a woman, and I watched the video, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it is. I watched the video yesterday, and she was in some state legislature. I don't know if she was in the representative or senator, and a Democrat. And she says, I'm done. I am done with you. There was a bill. So the what I know is there was a bill that I guess the Republicans had sponsored, and the Democrats said no. And the bill was to strengthen and bolster up the consequences for child traffickers. And the Democrats voted no. And she got up and gave a floor speech and said, I am done. I am done with the Democrats. I can't be aligned with you if you are not going to take care of our children. And this nonsense of these books that are bringing nastiness into schools. Oh yeah, the kids all get to read all of this. This is pornography. And we have to, and every area that we could influence locally, we have to stand up and speak out about this and say, this is just not acceptable. We're not doing this. You're not going to change how I speak. You're not going to tell me how to do pronouns. We don't have to. We don't have to. So speak up, suit up, show up, and it is us. There's nobody coming to save America. We're doing it. We're doing it. And so, another fellow who decided to do that was a guy. He's a venture capitalist, donates to Trump, and he's prepared to lose friends. Hooray! He donated about $300,000, and it's Sean McGuire. Now, he had donated before. In 2016, he feared Trump and donated to Hillary Clinton. But you know what? He's seen the writing on the wall. And this is it. And he said, best of luck, President Trump. And he freely admits he doesn't agree with Trump. And you know what? This is where you don't have to. You don't even have to like him. It is about what the hell is happening in our country. This is not right. And we are the people that can fix it. And so I really like that, he says, oh yeah, he said he's aware that his public support could harm him. He says, I know I'll lose friends for this. Some will refuse to do business with me. Well, you know what? I've lost friends. I've probably lost some family members. Yes, we might be cordial, but definitely, and you know what? I'm okay with that because it's about our country. And I also feel to give some people grace because we all wake up at a different time. It's in God's grace and it's in God's time when we might, other people might go, oh my gosh, I didn't see it. And the veil is removed. And you don't have to agree with everything. But Trump is the guy who's fighting for our nation. And if you don't see it, you got some blinders on, serious blinders on. Now I'm going to change. Okay, that's enough of my Trump rant. And you get the message, but go to donaldjtrump.com. Go there, buy merch, do whatever you can. I don't care if it's $1. And just donate what you can. Do what you can. Sign up to be a supporter and talk to your family, friends, and neighbors about voting for him. Something that the the National Democrats have found is the National Democrats have identified Oregon Representative Val Hoyle as vulnerable incumbent. And when they're saying that she's vulnerable, now this is yesterday, in need of donor support, no, hell no, don't give to her, but do give to Monique Despain. Volunteer for her campaign, even if you don't live in District 4, and volunteer to do phone banks or knock on doors, whatever you can, because this is adding another seat in the House to help take back the House. This is so important. And because they're seeing that her seat is vulnerable, we have to take that as yes, because we can win this seat with Monique Despain. And we need to. I don't care if you don't live in her area. I don't. And I know that our representative here, they're all gonna win. We're in conservative end of Oregon, but we have to help those candidates that we could actually flip and turn around, put another one in the House, but flip our own, help turn around our own state. We need to get where we're not in the minority anymore, let alone a super minority. Thank goodness we're not there, but we've got to fight for everything in our state. So that's that's a big deal. So because they're saying that it is a vulnerable seat, we can win this. And this is about taking the House, keeping the House and bolstering the House. Because without the House and the Senate, the presidency is really difficult. Yes, things can get done, but not as well. It's about the committees, the investigative committees. Look at what we're doing. We only hold the House, I think, by 2 seats. And this would just be awesome. All right. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Here's a crazy story. Portland area taxpayers are hit with fines for delinquent local taxes that they actually paid. And this was a story of a couple of days ago. It was on Wednesday. And this fellow, who's a resident of Portland for 9 years, got a letter in the mail telling them he owed penalties and interest for 2 local taxes that he voted for in 2020. He said he paid what he owed in 2023, but what happens is nobody told him that he had to pay these taxes quarterly, and he hasn't been paying them quarterly. So it's crazy. It's crazy. These local taxes that are specific to Portland. And there you are. It's a Metro Supportive Housing Tax. Oh, excuse me. And Multnomah County's Preschool for All program. I've been burning the candle at both ends. We're getting ready to have an event, and there's just been a lot of things that I've been doing. And so I'm clearly a little bit tired tonight. I have more work to do before our event tomorrow, which we're having tomorrow night. There's still tickets available. And it is for a appreciation dinner for Senator Hansel. And it's tomorrow night at the Pendleton Convention Center. And you can call... it's 30550. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised I don't have that darn number right here, handy dandy. I'm so sorry. I'll give a little plug. Bear with me just a minute. Just bear with me. It won't take me too long here. Get right through it. I don't have that number memorized. I'm so sorry. And it's 541-304-5477. And we're going to have quite a fun evening for Senator Bill and Margaret Hansel. They have served our county, Umatilla County, for over 40 years in the state Senate. and he's retiring. And so we're going to have music, silent auction, some roasting fun, and I would tell you, it's going to be a fun night. So if you're interested, we still have just a few tickets, and it's 541-304-5477. There's the commercial. So, and there we are. I'm not going to put my cell phone number out there, but that is the Umatilla County Republican's cell phone if you want tickets, and somebody will give you a call back, more than likely me. Another story that I found that was crazy. This is a waste of money and a waste of resources. ODF&W it's a new ODF&W, Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife app. It's going to track roadkill to promote state wildlife safety and conservation. So what is hilarious? Here it is. You're driving down the road, you see some roadkill. They want you to take a picture. Now, you're supposed to be driving and not taking pictures, right? It's like hands-free driving, but they want you to take a picture and then post it to their this app. This is busy work. This is crazy. This is crazy. ODF&W, you don't have anything better to do? What a waste of money. So I couldn't even believe this. So it says the newly released app is encouraging travelers to snap pictures of unlikely subjects in the name of making the roads safer for both people and animals. How's it going to make it safer for animals? They want to know where the animals cross the road. You know what? They cross the road wherever they want to cross the road. I'm seeing right now on the Highway 11, I don't know, the other day, I think I counted 3 raccoons and a possum. They cross wherever they want. Now, I do know on some roads, the deer, and they have signs up, deer crossing for the next 2 miles. They know where these are. This thing is just crazy. Currently, the state only tracks roadkill, like larger animals like deer and elk. I mean, hell, I ran over a bear. It ran into me. I didn't run over it. It ran into me and got under my tire. And I couldn't believe when I saw they've got this app. You know, ODF&W, you don't have something better to do? No. The data collection will aid in identifying roadkill hotspots and mapping them out so officials know where to place alternative crossing options for animals. Well, let me tell you, there's not like they're going to push a button for the crosswalk, I'm sorry. And out on the highway over here, there is no underpasses, the culvert. There isn't any of that. Now when you drive from between here and Pendleton, you have culverts and you have things like that. But holy moly, what a waste. I just couldn't believe it. Okay, I have some good news, but it's in Ohio. An Ohio State Representative, Al Catrona, he had and he's a Republican, introduces a bill protecting children from harmful content. All right, here we go. I'm going to say that all again. Ohio State Rep introduces a bill protecting children from harmful content in libraries. That's the kind of stuff that we need more of. We don't need a roadkill app wasting money. ODF&W, give the money back to the people in the form of a kicker. And, this is just ridiculous. They don't have enough to do. They've got to do this. Anyway, I went, you know what? Hooray for Ohio and this representative. I hope it gets passed. I hope they passed it. They hope they get it passed. And then speaking of the kicker, apparently in Oregon Catalyst yesterday, there is a 50% chance of another tax kicker refund. And that would be awesome. Apparently, it's about 50-50 right now. And if conditions continue to pass, the kicker would be set into motion in 2026. Hey, good news for us. Let's get some more like that, right? Put it back in our pockets. Then I found a story that is, Oregon is very difficult to do business in. Very, very difficult. Well, Campbell Soup is going to close its Oregon facility and lay off 300 plus workers. And I found this on Fox 12. And the Campbell Soup Company announced yesterday they plan to close their Tualatin facility and lay off all 300 employees. And the company said the plant would close by July 26th of 2026. So that's not good. There you are in Tualatin. 300 people are going to be losing their job. And as I was talking with somebody today, I said, so I wonder who owns Campbell Soup. Has China bought Campbell Soup? Has the Philippines bought Campbell Soup? Has somebody else bought Campbell Soup? I don't really know. I don't know. I'm asking the question. But I do know that it's very difficult to do business here in Oregon. And could that be why? I have no idea. That's exactly right, Bobby. A public service announcement, and that is also from Fox News. Anybody who ate or harvested shellfish from Oregon coast is asked to take a survey amid biotoxin outbreak. A lot of people were sent to the doctor and were sick. There's been 20 cases of paralytic shellfish poisoning have been reported. And the shellfish were harvested at beaches in Lincoln, Tillamook, and Clatsop counties. And so I wanted to bring that to you because this was reported on Friday, today, and it's been updated just a few minutes ago. And so if you have been out doing, going clamming, be careful. Be careful. So just a little public service announcement for you all, and that's all I have. So happy Friday. Just remember, we live in the best country in the world, and it is up to us to fight for it and speak out for it. I'll tell you what, I highly recommend getting on X and on Truth Social very much, and Rumble. And I think we should leave the rest in the dust. Just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. So like and share everywhere. There you are. Thank you very much. And we'll be back on Monday, and there's things going on. So have a great weekend. And again, if you want to attend Senator Hansel's event, give that number a call. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. Don't forget to smile, have a little fun, go for a bike ride. There is a lot going on, but at the same time, we have to take care of ourselves. Okay. Mary Alice Dorrance Malone owns Campbell Soup. Thank you, Lori. There we are. We got the answer. We got the answer from Lori Shaw. And it's sad that they are closing their Tualatin plant. I don't know if there's other plants, but it's sad to know that 300 people are going to lose their job. So they've got 2 years shutting it down. Thank you, everybody.